Good people, most royal greening verdancy, rooted in the sun, you shine with radiant light. In this circle of earthly existence, you shine so finely, it surpasses understanding. God hugs you. You are encircled in the arms of the mystery of God. I've been obsessed this weekend with Hildegarde of Bingen, the medieval mystic, herbologist, musician, all around spiritual badass that she is. And so that is from her. And since we are shining like the sun, let's get our hearts all shiny by coming into a heart opener in a supported fish, if you like, or just come down to your mat. So block on a medium height under your head, block on a lower height under your shoulder blades. Come on down. You can use your blanket if you like to cover up or place it on top of your blocks. Just come on down. Make any adjustments you need to get comfy, and then let that heart shine. Let your shoulder blades kind of wrap around the blocks. Let your feet relax. Let your arms relax. Close your eyes and begin to tune into this morning, this body, this experience of yoga. Yoga means union, as we know. Union of body and breath. Union of body, mind, spirit. So as you begin to settle in, just notice what parts of the body are making contact with your surface below. And notice the parts of the body that may be suspended in air. Notice your mind, if that's possible. See if you can focus for a moment on what has been occupying your mind this morning. Give yourself permission to just come to this practice with all of your presence sort of collected, united. Your body, your mind, your spirit, all landing on this mat just to be here now. Notice the temperature of your air. Notice the light filtering through your eyelids. And notice that shiny heart. Maybe you can even feel your heartbeat. Listening to sounds in the distance. And noticing the sounds that are closer in. And begin to invite a deeper breath through the nostrils, filling up the belly, the ribs, and the lungs. And pause at the very top of the inhalation just to notice how it feels to be full of that breath. And then when you're ready, slowly exhale again through the nostrils. Notice the temperature of the air as it leaves the nostrils. Maybe you feel the warmth on the upper lip. Just get really curious about what it feels like to breathe a little more deeply this morning. Maybe your belly is growling like mine. That's a good sign. That means our rest and digest, our relaxation response is initiated. Yay, yay for me, yay for you. Take a couple more deep breaths. Fill up completely. Pause at the top of the inhalation. And then exhale slowly. And let's take one more big breath together. Nice long exhalation together. And then just pause. Not stopping breathing, obviously, but just noticing the response of the body, the response of the mind, the response of the spirit to that change in the breath. Maybe you feel really comfy here and you want to stay for a couple more breaths. That's completely fine, your practice. But if you're ready to progress, proceed, take one foot to the floor and roll off of your blocks. Take your blanket if it's on you or under you and just set it aside. We'll keep everything close today. And then come down to your back. Let the spine neutralize and just feel, maybe you feel a little more shiny in the heart center. Let's take a moment, breathe in, and a moment to breathe out. And then as you're ready, let's hug the right knee into the chest and just kind of give the right hip a little movement here, maybe moving the leg from side to side. Good. And then release that, take the left, same thing, side to side, just checking in with the hip. Nice slow breaths. And then we'll begin to pick it up and match our breath to our movement. So go ahead and breathe in, hug the next leg in, extend the other, and then switch on your exhale. You can begin to bring the nose to the knee if you like. Engaging those abs a little bit more. Let's take 4 more each side. Good. And then when that feels complete, lay down the head and the shoulders, knees and toes, and then reach the arms way overhead. Get a full body stretch. Give yourself a gentle little back bend. Take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest. Nose comes to knee. Curl up in a little ball. Maybe give yourself a nice little hug here. Yeah, check in with the lower back. Good. And then slowly lower head, shoulders, not knees, just toes. Place your feet on the floor, your heels close to the hips, and then palms face down. And go ahead and snuggle the shoulders underneath you. We're going to start matching our breath to some bridge poses. So inhale, lift your hips, and exhale, slowly lower. We'll just keep it slow for a bit. Inhaling, we lift, and exhale, lower. If you like, you can begin to add your arms. So inhale, arms reach overhead, hips lift, and exhale, lower. Good. Let's take a few more, moving with your breath. Hopefully you have a little more room than I do. Good. Nice. And as you're ready on this next one, just lower down. Maybe take another hug of the knees into the chest. Nose comes to knee. And then when you're ready, keep the knees where they are. Take your fingertips behind your head. Extend the right leg. Bring the right elbow to the left knee and twist. Good. Slow twist, moving with your breath again. Good. Fire up those abs. Excellent. Are you breathing? We're going to take 4 more. And then lower down as you're ready. Good. Feeling those abs? Reach your arms overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. Stretch them out. Excellent. Maybe take your hands to your abs. Just give yourself a nice breath here. Feel your breath filling up. And then feel your breath letting go. Awesome. You're doing great. Let's make sure you have enough room to your sides to lengthen out your arms, snuggle the shoulders if they are unsnuggled, and then draw the knees back into the chest. Again, we're going to move with our breath, just taking our knees from side to side in a gentle twist. Good. So on your inhale, legs go to the right, gaze turns to the left. And on your exhale, bring it back to center. And then just switch. Move with your breath. Nice. Move my battery. Oops. Good. Move from side to side as you're able, especially if you don't have a battery pack under your hip. I don't want to turn my sound off again. Sometimes that happens. Good. And when that feels complete, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. One more time, nose to knee. And then lower head and shoulders and take some of those yummy knee circles, drawing your circles on the ceiling. Your imaginary circles. Switch directions. Excellent. And when you're ready, if you're ready, roll. You can roll up into a ball or roll to one side and come up to a seat. If you like and you really enjoy the spinal massage that you get when you rock and roll forward, you can come up this way. Maybe take a few of them and then come on up to your seat. Find a comfy Sukhasana shape. Maybe tuck your blanket or a block under your hips. Yeah, nice. And sit up nice and tall. Stack those vertebrae right on top of one another. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let your chin come down to your chest. If there's an intention for your class today that comes to mind, maybe it's to have a little bit more of a shiny heart, a little better posture, a little less slump asana. Maybe it's a thought or a prayer for someone else. Create that intention, and then we'll begin again. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands come to heart center, chin to chest. Third time's a charm, reach up. And exhale, hands come to heart center, chin to chest. And then just let the arms release down. And keep that chin down on the chest. And then gently and slowly take some rotations of the head. So you can turn towards your right. And draw some circles in front of you with your nose. And close your eyes. Just tune into sensation in the neck. Tune into sounds you might hear. It's all good. Just go slow and switch directions when you're ready. Good. Excellent. On your next exhalation, chin comes down to chest. Don't get dizzy. And then we'll take our hands to the front leg where you're seated and just shine your heart. Draw your shoulders back. Come into a seated cow pose. Maybe gaze up. And then on your exhale, draw your belly into your spine, round your shoulders forward. Make that exaggerated cat. And just move through some cat-cows here, moving the spine from side to side. Just gently waking up the body this morning. Good. On this next exhalation, round forward, let your chin come down to your chest, and then sit up tall. Stack those vertebrae, and then recross your legs so the opposite way. So we'll get the hips a little equal time. When you're ready, reach up, get super long, and on your exhalation, take a twist. So let's let the right hand come back behind us, left fingertips to the front, and then gently twist toward the right. So twisting from the left rib cage. On your inhale, reach up, get long, and exhale to the other side. So we'll just move slowly with the breath, getting our twists in early here. You know, we want to move our spine in 6 directions, forward, back, which we've done, side to side, which we've done. And in a twisting motion. So we'll get them all in today, a few different ways. Good. Let's take one more each side. And then as you reach up, let your palms touch and draw them down to your heart center, your shiny heart, and then chin comes down to chest. Take a moment, just close your eyes and notice what you've done. Notice what you've done, all the good stuff. Take a big full breath. Good, and exhale. Let it go. When you're ready, let's release the legs. Place your feet on the floor, give your ankles a nice little rub, and then place your hands behind you. Take some windshield washers, side to side. Good. And then guess what? We're coming up to our tabletop. So make your tabletop work for your knees. Smooth out blanket, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Sophie, shake it out. Make sure you spread your fingers nice and wide and use all the joints of the fingers and that meaty part of the hand between the pointer finger and the thumb. Just press into all of those places so you support your wrist. And then let's take some basic cat-cows here. So you can maybe get a little more expressive with this. You can make some figure 8s. You can, kind of get funky. Take your hips back. Yeah, moving in whatever intuitive way your body is asking for today. Just keep moving with the breath. So that's all I ask of you. And on this next exhalation, just take your fingers and place them, take your hands so they're on the mat, so your fingers are facing towards you, and let your hips come back ever so slightly so you get a nice stretch in the wrists. Good. Take a nice big breath. Only going here if this is serving your wrist today. Feels like a nice stretch for me, especially since I've been on the computer so much. And then we'll bring your knees nice and wide, big toes to touch, and sink your hips back into your child's pose, using any props that might serve you. So forehead over block, maybe a blanket or a block between the hips and the heels, if that works. And just breathe here as you lengthen your spine, reaching your arms forward. You can claw your fingers and draw your shoulders down into the sockets, into the back. Let's take one more breath. And on the exhale, just walk your hands over to the right. They can come off of the mat. You can even take your left hand and place them on top of your right. And then send that left hip over to the left. Really get that side stretch here. Good, breathe in and breathe out. On your next breath, just walk your way over to the other side. Maybe the right hand comes atop the left. Send the right hip back. Just enjoy the right side as you stretch here. Good, nice big breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to slide our elbows to the floor. You can bring your hands to clasp and then step your right leg back and then your left. And voila. Come into just ever so delicately a low plank. Yeah. We're going to be here for about 5 breaths, but we'll do a little movement here. So always the option to place your knees back on your blanket if you're ready. So keeping your breath smooth, just dip your right hip over to the right. And keeping your breath smooth, dip your left hip over to the left. Good. Getting into those obliques. You'll thank me for it later, I think. Maybe not. Okay, let's move through one more of these. Excellent. And then come back to center. Make sure those shoulders are tucked down your back. Take a big breath in. Lower your knees if they're not already lowered. Take your hands to the floor. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. And find that sweet downward facing dog. So lengthening the spine, straightening the legs, and then maybe bending them, coming into a little walk of the dog. Notice your breath. Did it get a little choppy during that plank? That's okay. Find some stillness in your dog. Press your heels back toward the floor and lift your hips a little higher. Take one big breath, and then on your exhale, look forward. Take your walk to the front of your mat. Let your feet land about hip width. Rotate your wrists around. Give yourself a nice generous bend of the knee to protect your lower back. And then just hang. And as long as your blood pressure stays good and you don't get too dizzy, let's just hang here for 3 breaths. If you need to come up slowly. Good. Nice deep breaths. Relaxing the back of the neck. Good. When you're ready, make sure your knees are bent generously and then slowly roll up. We'll let the head and the shoulders be the last to come up. Shoulders and then head. And then stand up, coming into your mountain pose. There we go. All right, find your mountain. So tuck your chin, make it parallel with the earth. And just rock from side to side. Feel your body finding that center. And then look ahead of you. Find your drishti, your gazing point. Good, mountain pose. Such a powerful pose. Just feel your feet pressing into the floor. Feel the bottoms of the feet holding you steady. Good. Take a nice big breath. Reach your arms up without looking up, keeping that drishti in front of you. And take a hold of the left wrist and make a C shape with your body, leaning over to the right. Good. Keep pressing into the floor. Feel the floor. You can even grip the floor with your toes. And then come back up on your exhalation and switch sides. Keep feeling the floor beneath you. Keep your drishti in front of you. All the things that help us balance. Good. Come back up to center. Reach up, and this time maybe look up. Maybe look back towards your thumbs. And then let your palms come together and draw them down to your heart center, finding mountain pose again. Palms reach forward, face forward, shoulders draw back. Good. Let's move a little bit more here. So feeling the feet on the floor, that's always like our first priority, so we can feel steady. And then finding our drishti and shining our heart. 1, 2, 3. When you're ready, reach up, look up. And on your exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to. Forward fold. Find that forward fold that works for you. Inhale to your halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine. And then exhale. Take your hands to the floor and step all the way back. And lower your knees. And lower the tops of the feet and then the entire body. Let your forehead come to the floor. Maybe rock and roll a little bit. Roll your forehead. And then hands come outside of the shoulders. Draw the elbows in. Take a little baby cobra here. If you want to really play with this back bend, you can lift your hands off the floor. Notice if your breath's getting choppy. See if you can smooth it out. And then lower your forehead to the floor. Excellent. Hands come back to the floor. Tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Rise up into a cobra. And then tuck your toes. Lift your hips. We'll come into downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath here. Maybe walk out the dog. And then as you're ready, hop, skip, jump, walk to the front of the mat. Good. Rotate your wrists. Bend your knees, root to rise, reach up. On your exhale, take a side bend. Good. Find that drishti. Let your feet press into the mat as you lean to the other side. Good. Inhale, reach up, look up toward those thumbs. Maybe even lean back this time. Press your hips forward. And then exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Good. Straighten out the legs. Inhale, come to that halfway lift, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, hands come to floor again. Step back with the left leg, then the right. Lower your knees, lower the tops of the feet, and come all the way down to the mat. Forehead comes to the mat. Hands frame the shoulders, drawing the elbows in. Lift up, baby cobra. Decide if you want to lift your hands. Nice long neck. Breathe. And then exhale, lower. Good. Lower the hands. Sophie, shake it out. Inhale, press into the mat. Come on up to your knees. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Good job. Take a big breath. Walk your dog if you like. And then find stillness in your dog. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the jaw. And when you're ready, look forward. Hop, skip, jump, walk. Find your forward fold again. This time, rotate your wrists and bend your knees as much as you need to take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. And then bring your belly to the tops of your legs. And just breathe here. Again, always the option to come out slowly if you're feeling anything less than pleasant sensations. Good. On your exhale, release, root to rise, pressing into the feet, coming up slowly. Shoulders, neck, and head come up. Find that mountain pose. Good. And then inhale, reach up. Look up. Maybe take your hands and flip your palms, take them back behind you, clasp them, and then shine your heart a little bit more. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. See if you can take your palms down a little bit further behind you. Press your hips forward, gazing up. Good. And then slowly release. Whew. Yeah. Let that go. Shake it out. Shake it all out. Maybe dance it out. Shake your right hand right and left. Shake your left hand up and down. Don't look at me, I can't do it either. Shake your left hand left and right. Shake your right hand up and down. Wow, that seemed to work. Good. All right, now that that foolishness is done, come back to the front of your mat. Let's get a little more leg stretch in. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. And exhale, step the left leg way back to the back of the mat. Find that long runner's lunge. Good, breathe in. If you have your blanket close by and you want to tuck it under your knee before you lower your left knee, please feel free to lower the top of the left foot and come on up to Anjani Asana. Feel that nice stretch in the left hip flexor. Good, shine. As you lean forward a little bit more, you'll notice the stretch gets a little more intensified. Good, breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, fingertips to the floor or blocks. Send the hips back as you straighten the right leg. Send the toes up toward the ceiling. Breathe in to shine. And then as you exhale, nose might come to knee. You send that right hip back. Good, nice big breath. And then on your exhale, come forward again. Left hand comes to the floor. Take a twist, right arm lifts. Keeping that right knee over the right ankle. Just breathe in. Maybe a shoulder circle would feel good here. Good. And maybe you want to reach back for the left leg and draw that heel in toward the glute, turning a little bit more and perhaps gazing toward the ceiling. Good. Whatever you do, if you've got a hold of that foot or the ankle or the pant leg or whatever, do not ricochet. Let it go slowly. Release it down. Take your right hand to frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes. Come on up, fingertips to the floor or blocks, and then think about that left foot stepping to meet the right, and then do it. When you're ready, we're going to root to rise. You can take a flourish if you like. Reach up. Look back toward your thumbs. Flip your palms. Come into that shiny heart, drawing the palms down. The clasped hands down the back, and maybe looking up, leaning back, pressing the hips forward. Good. Getting really shiny today. Breathe in and breathe out. Shake it out. Good. Reach in, reach up. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale into your halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, hands to floor or blocks, step the right foot back. Step it way, way back. Decide if you want your blanket under your knee. And if you do, lower your knee on top of it, lower the top of the foot, come on up to this low lunge. And then press forward as you like. We get this right hip flexor nice and stretched out. Good, shiny heart. Shoulders away from the ears, you know. Nice big breath. Good, and then exhale it out. Fingertips come to the floor. Send your hips back. Lift those toes. Nose to knee. Not before you shine, however. Good, breathe here. Good, nice big breath. Try to relax the back of the neck. Take one more breath, deep breath, and then exhale, replace that foot to the floor. Take the right hand to the inside of the left leg, sweep that left arm up. Take your gaze up with it. Good, maybe a shoulder circle here. And maybe you reach back for this right leg. See if you can draw that heel in if you like. And then you can press your hand into your foot into your hand. Left knee stays over left ankle. Gaze up. Good, deep stretch here. Release without ricochet. Take the left hand down. Tuck your right toes. Come up to your blocks or your fingertips, and then think about the right leg coming forward to meet the left. And then step it forward. And root into the floor, feeling your feet pressing into the floor to rise up, reaching up, getting nice and tall. Maybe your gaze goes with it. And then hands come to heart center. Yes, we did that. Let's come to the center of the mat. Good. You're doing great. I can just tell. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Let's find our mountain pose before we attempt any balance challenges. Good. Release your hands, palms face forward. Nice long spine, nice shiny heart, shoulders down away from the ears, all the things. Good. Take a nice big breath and bring your weight into your left foot and just come up to your right toes to start. Good. See what happens if you reach your arms overhead. Keep your drishti forward. And then maybe come into half standing mountain pose. So lifting the right leg. Just letting your left hip support you, your left leg, your left toes pressing into the floor. You've got this. Even using your core. Nice. Big breath. If you like, take your hands and give yourself a nice big hug, drawing that knee in and up perhaps a little bit more. Keep the drishti. Notice if you're looking at something that's moving and change it right now. Find something stable, solid, predictable, static. Good. Take one more breath, nice smooth breath, and then release. Let it go. Good job. How'd you do? If you fall out in a balance posture, no worries, just come back. Just play. It's just play. So let's bring our mountain pose back. Bring back the mountain pose. And then bring your weight over to your right foot. When you're ready, left toes to the floor. Yeah, find that steady gazing point. Maybe your arms reach up. And you can stay here. This is perfectly awesome. But if you want to try half standing mountain, yeah, lift that knee up a little bit higher and feel this hip supporting you. Feel the strength of your legs supporting you. Good. Even your core, drawing the strong core into the belly. Nice long spine. Maybe you want to reach and hug that knee in. Draw it a little closer. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay with me. One more breath. And then slowly let it go. Yeah. Good job. Awesome. Let's take a big wide step on your mat, coming into a wider stance than we have yet today. And when you're ready, hands can come to hips or take that clasp again. This time, if you are choosing the clasp, see if you can make a funky clasp. So the opposite thumb that was on top previously is on top. And then shine your heart, squeeze those shoulder blades together. One more chance at this excellent posture. And then maybe just a gentle bend in the knee as you come halfway. Forward folding. This is where you can stay, or you can lower your head toward the floor and lift your arms. Good. Nice soft face, nice relaxed jaw, pressing into all four sides of the feet, gazing back behind you. Good. Hopefully there's something steady to gaze at. Take one more breath and then release the hands. Take the right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Sweep the left arm up for a twist. Good. Nice big breath as you draw the right rib cage toward the left. And then exhale, switch. Good. Left hand comes to the outside of the right ankle, shin. Right arm reaches. And all four sides of the feet pressing into the earth. Good. If this is really enjoyable, release. Take your fingertips to the floor. Find a halfway lift and then bend into one knee and walk your hands over to the other side. And then take a slow walk to the other side. Only if this is enjoyable. We'll take a couple more. Good. And then come back to center. Heel toe your feet back into the center. And then slowly lower down, finding your mat. Again, we'll come into a forward fold with the wide legs. So we've already got nice stretchy legs. So let's bring our props in front of us. You can find a really comfy place to be for this yin portion of our program. So I really like stacking blocks and blankets. So figure out how high your stack is. So maybe it's a couple of blocks. Maybe your blanket is on top. And then shine your heart and then walk yourself forward with a shiny heart until you find that place where your forehead can rest. And then just let it all go. Let your feet relax. Let your back relax. Let your face relax. And enter into this forward fold, so good for the nervous system, with reckless abandon. Soften the back of the neck. Smooth out the breath. Let's stay together for, about 5 rounds of breath. Good. Where can you let go a little bit more? That's the name of the game here. Just let go. Release the breath slowly, and with it, let go of something that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's tension in the back of the throat. Swallow there. Let go of that stuff. Let's take the deepest breath ever today. And exhale slowly. And then begin to press into the mat and slowly rise up, rise up. Take your props out of the way. Keep them close. And then reach for your legs and come into a comfortable seat. Lengthen your spine. Take your shoulders and loop them back and down away from the ears. And if you like, we're going to be here for just a few. So maybe tuck your blanket underneath your hips or a block. And just notice how you feel here. Notice the fruits of your practice. I trust there are many. And when you're ready, we are going to embark upon a little pranayama practice. We'll take one hand or the other using our thumb and our fourth finger and practice alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to use my right hand. If you're left-handed, you may want to do that, and it'll just be the opposite nostril. So when you're ready, breathe in deeply through both nostrils. And exhale completely. And then close off with your thumb, the nostril that your thumb is on top of. And then breathe into the other nostril. can close your eyes, plug up that nostril with your ring finger, and exhale through the opposite, releasing the thumb. Good. Inhale through that same nostril. Close it off with your thumb and exhale through the opposite. Good. Inhale. Close that nostril. Exhale through the other one. And inhale. Let the thumb close it off. Exhale. Inhale. Close that off with the ring finger. Exhale. And inhale. You may notice your sinuses get a little release here. It's all good. Let's take a few more, just moving at your own pace. Take one more each side. Make sure to exhale fully and inhale deeply. And then without opening your eyes, just simply release your hands, let them rest in your lap, and come to a comfortable seat. Just notice the benefits of your pranayama practice. And I thought as our final resting shape, we would be in Sukhasana and practice just some seated meditation. So we'll take a few minutes to sit quietly with a nice long spine, eyes gently closed. Shoulders down, away from the ears. And as we come out, I will play the singing bowl. So no worries, I won't leave you here. Let's just be still. Enjoy the fruits of our practice. Good people, most royal greening verdancy, rooted in the sun, you shine with radiant light. In this circle of earthly existence, you shine so finely, it surpasses understanding. God hugs you. You are encircled by the arms of the mystery of God. When you're ready, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. And take your arms out wide, reach up for all the goodness. Let your palms come down to your heart center, chin to chest. Take a moment to revisit any intention you may have set for this class. Take a moment to send out a prayer. Take a moment to notice the fruits of your practice. Thank you all for practicing. I hope it was good for you. It was good for me. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Mwah, mwah, mwah.